my hair always looks insane. The other day, I was looking for a group to play with because I reached Master Division 1 and I couldn't find games. It was like 9-minute queue. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go on Discord and look for a group. And people looking for groups, I see a lot of people looking for defender, I understand looking for goalie. I understand that one, but I have some thoughts about that a little bit more later. But I always see people looking for defender, midfielder, whatever. Maybe even sometimes I saw that someone was looking for a striker. And I was like, huh? A lot of people are under the impression that this game is a normal match, 11 versus 11. There's defenders, midfielders, and of course the role that everyone wants to be. And I completely disagree with this way of thinking. The only position I think you can properly main is goalie. But like I said, some thoughts about that more later. The reason I don't think people should be stuck on certain positions is because I believe every position on the field in rematch, or every player on the field in rematch, should be fluctuating. You should be defending, you should be attacking, you should be covering, people making runs, people should be constantly rotating. And this is like common sense to me. Maybe it's because I grew up playing soccer, watching it still. And I don't like saying that because it makes me feel like I'm trying to be an elitist just because I actually played in real life. But no, like I feel like it just comes so natural to me, that way of thinking. And I'm gonna show some examples why. I'm gonna put up a whole little strategy board and show why I think that. So we got 5 players on the pitch. You know, this is 5v5. I'm looking at it from the rematch perspective. So usually if the team's good, you know, you're attacking, you know, you say the ball's right here. We have the ball right here, okay, you know. And usually we have someone back here watching the cherry pick because someone's always cherry picking. Sometimes people don't actually cherry pick, which is very surprising. This is already one example right here. That so let's say they're not cherry picking, and they're all defending. Someone should still be right here at the half field, because you can do so much in this position right here. You can support the guy that's trying to find a cross, but if everyone's marked, he can pass to you, and then draw this defender to you, and then he can come back to you, and you're just like playing with this defender. You can make a run. He sends you, but he has to cover you, because if this doesn't work out, he's here to cover you. Like, this guy shouldn't just be stuck in this corner or trying to just help the attack, because then if they get the ball, look who's running down the line. And then but yeah, that is another concept of why people should always be rotating. So let's say the ball's here, we're coming from like a counter attack, you know. This guy ran up the ball here, I stayed back. This guy's using his stamina and tries to pass the ball here, but it gets intercepted. This guy tries to cross it back to this guy, but then you get it. Like, you can pass to number 1 here, but he's low on stamina. Like, he just came from that. So why not I make the run and he covers me now? But that's what I mean, that like it should be constantly rotating. The one that's watching that cherry picker, if they recover that possession in the midfield, they should be able to make a run. I think calling out your stamina bar is pretty important too, like knowing when you can run, when you can't, when shouldn't you send a through ball, when you shouldn't. I really do hate the people that just like on my team, they just sit here. We're down a player, and in theory, if they have the ball and we're down a player, look how much numbers they have. If no one's defending the cherry picker, which can be bad, but look how much players you have an advantage. Like, this guy could just make the ball, wait for someone to pressure, and then he just lobs it. And this guy that just supposedly a only main striker is just stuck up here watching his team defend for their life. And in the off chance that they do defend it and then they get the ball, it's a 1v1. It comes with its pros and cons. I think it's more of a con than a pro, to be honest. You're just hoping your team's defending the 3, because if the enemy team's good and they're actually using the extra player up, they're always going to win. And the thing I was talking about goalie is, like I said, I believe you can main this role, but I still think if you're a good outfield, I think if you're a good goalie, you should still have a solid outfield play. Because people forget, when you become goalie, you get full stamina. Like, if you're like low, you just regen almost immediately. So let's say the cherry picker gets the ball, right? So this day the cherry picker gets the ball, this guy's running back to try and track back, and he's like already low on stamina, and then this keeper steals the ball. This keeper should just run out because he's full stamina and make this guy goalie so he can regen his stamina, and then he can just bring the ball up and they're down a player again, and he could just distribute the ball and then go back and take care of the cherry pick, or just rotate back into goalie. But like, let's say they do like a massive play, and this works like if they do like, what if they somehow troll, like they're on a counterattack and they troll this formation, you know, so they have everybody up, they just troll the counterattack, everyone's low on stamina, goalie somehow intercepts the pass or just somehow gets it. This man shouldn't boot it up to his strikers that are low on stamina recovering from the counterattack, he should just run himself past everybody. Someone should be quick to rotate with him, just in case the off chance that they somehow reach him. And he's on his own 1v1 and boom. So this play is mostly for 5-man squads. I don't think you're going to be seeing this in ranked too much, unless it becomes the meta. I want to make another video on that, if this game will have a meta. And I mean, you kind of see some stuff with people just blocking the goal. I'll talk about that more in another video. So I think maining goalie is the only role you can main in ranked though. But even in 5-man, you can still main it. I think only knowing how to play goalie could be a detriment when you can make plays like this. So yeah, that's why I think you shouldn't main any position in rematch. I don't know how serious this game is gonna get competitively. I hope it does get pretty. I think it can get pretty competitive once they flesh out some bugs, which I know they're working on already. Let me know why, if you disagree, why you think you should maybe main striker because you're an egoist or whatever, you freak. I'm out of here.